She been rocking with me, man, from the blow-up bed to the beach. We live in Cabo. When they talk about the gender wars, man, you're gonna have some good times and you're gonna have some bad times in any business. It's been times, I lost my job and didn't have to take care of what I need to take care of, and she held it down.
And it's really important to understand what kind of energy drives you. For example, at work, I have this very masculine energy that drives me, and I have to be somewhere very strict. I have to do like certain stuff. I have to decide things. And when I'm home with my kids, I have to be a loved mom, right? I have to provide love. I have to support. With my husband, I also have to be like more in the feminine energy. So it's really this ability to switch your energies and don't bring this masculine energy home, because your family is going to be destroyed.
So today in social media, it's become very clouded with the gender war. Can we agree? And despite most acting as if they don't want a relationship and they don't have time for a relationship, I believe that everybody, longs for some type of connection, So oftentimes when success or money gets involved, it becomes harder for couples to navigate how to support each other without having huge egos. So the Building Businesses and Brands with Bay segment aims to teach and inspire us towards healthy relationships in the midst of success, technology, careers, business, and love. The average millionaire is married and has a supportive partner. So we hope this becomes a catalyst for you to have a similar future. So I'm just gonna leave this question open to whoever wants to answer it, whatever couple wants to answer it first. The first question is, can one of you tell us how you met, and then the other couple, the other person, answer how you started your successful brand and business?
We met on TikTok, honestly.
Wow, they met on TikTok.
Yeah. So we met on TikTok, and I mean, we just started building a brand. We were already doing our own thing on social media, so I was already making content. She was already making content, and now, I guess people just know us as like Simone and Morgan. So
That's
I mean,
cute.
it just happened, really.
Okay, and Morgan, can you answer how you started your successful brand business?
So we actually had our own businesses like outside of our relationship before we started dating. So I think that our brands only grew, and I think for me, my brand completely has changed since we started dating, and it's for a lot of reasons, but I also think I kind of got out of like survival mode and from how I was to just really being very soft. And I think that as a woman, sometimes the right partner will just completely change how you view
Absolutely.
other people, view the world. And I just I think a lot of social media can be very harsh. So also just becoming the person that's just very closed in and just lets her protect me. So.
Oh, that's so cute. Does another couple want to answer?
Oh, wow. I met my wife on the bus. I'm not even gonna sit here and play with y'all, man. I was working at AutoZone, and she was looking, the Covington Highway, she was looking magically delicious.
She still do.
I was like, damn, you look tall like Shaq, and she was mad as hell. Man, but I like that. So it turned me on, so I had to sit right next to her. And we talked for probably 30 minutes. It was like nobody else was on the bus, you know what I'm saying? She tried to give me the wrong number, but she gave me the right number.
Got my phone number changed.
Yes.
The right one.
And she been rocking with me, man, from the blow-up bed to the beach. We live in Cabo, you know what I'm saying?
Period, okay.
You know what I'm saying? 20 years, you know what I'm saying? I've loved this woman for 20 years, and a lot of people, when they talk about the gender wars, man, you're gonna have some good times and you're gonna have some bad times in any business. It's been times, I lost my job and didn't have to take care of what I need to take care of, and she held it down as a man. There's been times, even getting into software tech, she was like, yo, you need to look into this. Sometimes as a man, you gotta humble yourself to know that she might know something you don't know, and as a woman, her position is to make you a stronger leader. And I was able to look at her and to see that she was able to give me that guidance. So I'm always gonna be grateful for her.
Oh, that's right.
So I'll let her tell you about her business, because she a boss on her own, you know what I'm saying? I love this woman.
Hello, I'm Jenny, and I am the founder of a digital ed tech company that is now expanding. I teach people how to pivot into tech as software testers, quality assurance engineers. We've successfully now helped over 100 people do that from all different types of backgrounds, bootstrap my business, and it just kind of grew by accident. And offers just keep coming in. And now we are building our own platform, and I'm implementing my husband was my first student. My brother who's out there, he was my second student. My cousin, my sister-in-law, and then all of my students. I've had and secured 8 different QA roles. As of October last year, I actually let go of my last role to focus on the business and to bring more skilled instructors to our company and grow our curriculum and platform.
Congratulations, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Oscar, and I met Adina. I used to be Adina's sister's mentor, so I was. And then her sister did a lot of the marketing for me, so she would be pitching me to Adina, her sister, all the time. And then I was like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, but what really put us together into one path was our Adina's and my shared passion into building startups. It was 5 years ago. We didn't know anything about startups back in the days. We just knew the notion of startups, and Adina just texted me one day, let's go for a lunch, and then we started sharing all of our startup ideas. Now we look at all the ideas we were discussing, and they were like nonsense ideas. But again, like, we just had the passion for the notion of startups in general.
I have a different story.
It's always like that.
Hi everyone. First of all, I'm so excited and grateful to be here. Atlanta is beautiful. This is our first time here. It's so green.
Where are you all coming from?
Silicon Valley.
Wow.
Yeah. So me and Oscar, we are co-founders of VDevX. It's an upskilling platform that helps people to get into tech with AI and project simulations. And we opened our first venture in 2019, and this is how we got together. So we were partners first, and then we became a family. Aww. So we always got this question. Everyone asks, like, how do you combine being a family and the partners? And for us, it's really natural because we were partners first, and then we became a family. So to add on top that, how do we combine? I think it's our mission. As Oscar said, we were passionate about startups, being in tech, and he was a mentor of my sister. He's an ex-Apple engineer, so I was looking at him as my role model. So he was always someone who I would follow, and it really helped me. And when I texted him to open up a business, I asked him, like, what kind of ideas you had? It was a business lunch, and but he says you wanted to hang out with me, but no, it was a business lunch. I asked him about ideas, and his ideas that time was horrible. And I thought, like, it's not gonna work out. Okay, I have different idea. My ideas are great, but then he texted me back and he said, like, I opened up a coding bootcamp. I started teaching and mentoring others in Chicago. We used to live in Chicago at that time, and he asked me, like, I heard you got 5 job offers with 0 background. I heard you're really good at soft skills. Can you come teach at my school? So I said yes. So I started mentoring, teaching, and this is how we started hanging out together. And I think we just spent too much time together. And yeah, this is how we started, like, falling in love with each other. Aww. Yeah, and it became a venture.
If you're looking to break into tech, scaling your tech career, or get networking, collaboration, resources, and more, I have something huge for you. Tech is the New Black is the largest tech career platform in the world. We've helped over 1,000 people break into 6-figure tech careers and even more scale. But now we're taking it even further with our Techpreneur Discord community. This community offers high-level networking and collaboration with tech leaders, tech recruiters, and more through events, private streams, and daily group conversations. And if you're looking to break into tech, we don't just have all of the trainings and resources that you need, but we actually have partnerships with different companies that are hiring from within our community. So no matter your goal and your career, income, or business, the Techpreneur community was made for you. Just hit the link in the description to join.
That's beautiful. All of you all have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stories. So just listening to, how you all met each other, but also building brands with each other, it leads me to my next question, and that's, what strategies have you found effective in separating work life from personal life, and how do you ensure that your relationship remains a priority in the midst of the demands of entrepreneurship?
So I'll start out to say he stays in the background. He's my silent advisor. He helps me push through when days are hard. But he is someone that is not...
It's your ghetto. It is, man.
If somebody say something, he gon'...
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we don't want to do it that way, So that's how we keep the business.
Okay.
And then by accident, me just being on IG stories and growing our marketing and things of that nature. But he does have to. I'll say this. So how many of you guys saw my reel with Cyrus from 40K to 4?
That was you. Yes.
And so a lot of that, where people like, she lying.
Mm-hmm.
We said in the comments our jobs that, but you just didn't see it. But so for me, I'm telling the truth so you know my story. Because if I don't tell you or ask, you'll see I'm holding something back, and that was my story. Is I did job stack. I don't tell my students to do that. It's my story to let you know how I was able to secure those roles and actually do that work. And because even my program, I run a 10-day internship. I do that by myself. Nobody else. I've been doing it for a year. So, but he has to support me when I get the comments. Because I'm on social media, but like the comments I normally don't dig into. But when I have that amount of attention on me,
right,
it feels some way, when you're being tagged and stuff like that. So I would say, to answer that question, he stays in the background, but he supports me through those days. I don't think sometimes people realize I'm human. I have to keep my skill set. I have to be a mother. I have a 21-year-old. I have a 15-year-old. I'm a wife. Sometimes when I'm upset, then my husband doesn't get that attention. So I battle with that almost on a daily basis. I had 3 scenarios this week, and now I'm trying to grow my company bigger than myself, because my skill set also stopped at a certain level with my company growing. So now I have to take the money from my business and grow where I'm not skilled at, because I've been the only instructor. I'm like the youngest one on here as far as in terms of, history in tech. Like I've been in the background of tech in some way, but really as a software tester. So it's like I'm always proving myself, but I've been able to take my program and help 100 people that never knew me. So, but it's him supporting me quietly as much as possible.
All I got to say is I stayed behind because I have no filter.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Like sometimes people be asking some of the most craziest questions, and she is so professional, and I'm not. So I understand my position to keep the business is to shut the hell up. Even right now. Good night.
Morgan, Simone, did you want to answer?
I would say, like, when it comes to our relationship, and basically when I was working my job and then running the business at the same time and making content, she was always kind of here to tell me, like, hey, you need to balance maybe you don't need to go too hard, you need to relax a little bit more. So she's always trying to give me advice, like business-wise, and always trying to just keep me more like level-headed to where I'm not always too caught up on social media, because I would say like over the past year or so, things have really like exploded. So with all of that, you get a lot of attention, just like she said, and I sometimes go back and forth in the comments, so you know it gets a little crazy. So like you know she keeps me. She's like, look, you need to stop responding, stop doing this. Just focus on the mission and focus on helping other people. So you know she's always just there to support and to help me like see that you need like work-life balance and to go to the spa, get massages,
Treat
go
yourself.
Go get the facials, right? So I never used to do that stuff before, and then even now like mental health wise, go to like therapy and stuff. So never did that before until you know we got together. So we do counseling together. We do all types of things. So you know she's always here to support me.
Man.
That's beautiful.
And I feel like I have the most traumatic job in the room probably because I'm a mental health nurse practitioner.
Oh, wow.
So I deal with a lot, and it's funny because everybody's like on social media knows that we together. So people always joke about, oh, Morgan lives a soft nurse life because I'm with somebody in tech. And I'm like, she balances me out because it's like, you know, like we had a joke. I said, like, her hardest day is like when she was working is Bob from legal being late to a meeting. And, you know, I have a patient that might have committed suicide, you know. So it's a lot of things that are very tough that I go through that I can't even really talk to anybody else about besides my therapist. So I feel like our relationships keeps me very grounded with that, but also like I've just had to unlearn a lot. Like he said, I'm hood. Like I'm from Baltimore, right. And I mean, you know, it's not even just the business part. Like people will just try you because they know that you on social media. They want to see a response from you, but you know, I think that we have each other to just kind of like just bounce ideas off of, to blow steam off of. And I think that's just so important in a partner is to have someone you can just really confide in. And then the last thing, you know, first of all, I'm in therapy. And then also we do premarital counseling, which I think everyone should do before you get married. Because I had to unpack and unlearn a lot of things, a lot of trauma that I dealt with in past relationships that she didn't deserve. You know, I've been cheated on, things that, you know, can really traumatize you as a woman, make you very insecure, you know, no matter how you look. Right. So it's a lot of things that I've been through that I had to unlearn. And then, you know, everything that we go through, it's always us versus the problem. It's never us versus each other. And we have to just keep, you know, remembering that. And especially like with Simone's career has almost like skyrocketed since we've been together. Like the income, the things that she's doing with the business has, I would say, almost tripled. So I feel like for us and as a relationship, like we have to constantly remember that it's not necessarily like about, you know, her doing better or me doing better. It's about how we can be as a team and how we can propel our family forward and how we can set up future generations. So I remember there's a conference that's coming up and, you know, she said, I really want to get you a ticket. You know, this is a great event. And I was excited because I love this speaker. And I told her, don't get me a ticket. The highest ticket for this event was over $10,000.
Oh my gosh.
And the ticket that she was gonna buy me, I think was around $2,000. And I knew how expensive the most expensive ticket was. And the experience that she needed to have with that mentor. And I said, don't get me a ticket because you need to be in this room. It's not about me being forward in this moment. I'm doing okay, you're doing okay, we're doing okay. It's about where we can be in another year or 2 years from having this experience. So.
I want to, round of applause for that. Askar and Adina, I want to ask you this question before we open up, you know, room for questions from the audience. But can you share any tips or advice for maintaining an open communication and resolving conflicts, especially when business-related stressors come into play?
Great question. First of all, I think it's all about you know, dreaming bigger than anything. Like dreaming so big that all these daily issues that come with daily chores or small challenges that come with the businesses, you compared to all of the dreams you have, they are just so small. So you don't spend too much energy on it and too much attention. You know that how to treat them. And also we truly believe into principles in our family life and in our business affairs too. So some of the principles we have in the family is we don't go to bed without resolving the issue. So like if there is an issue, we have to resolve it before we go to bed. And in terms of some principles with business, whatever issues we have in the business, we don't bring them to to the dinner, to the table. So we try to keep it separated. But things happen regardless, and also because our personal life is so interconnected with our professional life, it also helps a lot. Because let's say we had an argument on the basis of family, personal life, then like we have a meeting in 10 minutes where we both have to talk. So like, and then you have to start asking questions from each other. So yeah, basically you started talking. And in most cases, when you have an argument, people, one of the biggest things that people do when you have an argument, you just stay quiet and like you try not to talk to each other, right? And as soon as you talk to each other, it means the conflict is resolved. So for us, it's it speeds up so much because we have to go to the meeting again. Yeah.
So I think to answer the previous question, I wanted to add, how do we combine, right, family and the business? So what I figured over the years that, as Oscar said, you have to have such a big mission, a dream, that you're just together looking forward versus to each other and just like fighting with each other. No, you look towards, and there is so much in the world that can hold you, so you're just working together and walking towards your mission together. That understanding really helps. And we have different responsibilities. So we have principles and we also have different responsibilities. Oscar is on CTO, he's CEO, he's also a CTO, he's also a COO. That's how it works in startups. So he does a lot of like engineering and technical thing is on him. I do marketing, I do fundraising, and I do business development and B2B sales. So these things are on my side, and we divided the responsibilities. And when it comes to family, I think it's really important to understand. For me, what really helped as a woman, we have different roles. We are wives, we are mothers, we have 2 kids. I'm a co-founder, I'm also an influencer, so lots of different roles. And it's really important to understand what kind of energy drives you. For example, at work, I am actually the bad cop at work. So I have this very masculine energy that drives me, and I have to be somewhere very strict. I have to do like certain stuff, I have to decide things. And when I'm home, with my kids, I have to be a loved mom, right? I have to provide love. I have to support. With my husband, I also have to be like more in the feminine energy. So it's really this ability to switch your energies and don't bring this masculine energy home, because your family is going to be destroyed.
Right.